So what do you think happens next for Gaethje, Paul? What would you say is the way forward
I
from
think
here?
if they don't give him a shot at the belt, then it's got to be them putting him against Chandler. It's got to be the fact that,
for argument's sake, let's say Chandler Connor do actually fight in like January or something. It's just for argument's sake. Let's say that happens.
but
What do you
that's
do next
not
with Gaethje?
happening though.
Let's say it does. What do you do with Gaethje?
Then you give him a shot at the belt.
So you have to wait for the winner of Oliver and Islam.
Yeah, which
okay.
I don't think make him wait. So which is what makes me think they're going to make him fight Chandler as a rematch, because that was a good fight. It was really entertaining, and it's a chance to put the BMF belt back on the line. Because are you really going to want to watch him fight Oliveira? No, I don't particularly want to see that happen. And if the UFC are smart and they're trying to make money out of it, they're not going to put him against someone that he's already lost to. So they're going to put him against only entertaining fights. Maybe,
just so you know.
Yeah.
All right, so just a quick point. But just so you know, Michael Chandler has been very adamant that he wants the Conor McGregor fight and will stay out for it because he wants the money. And he said that he will wait for it. So I don't think Chandler's going to risk losing the Conor McGregor fight by fighting Justin first. Because if he loses to Justin, then he loses the Conor McGregor fight and he loses a paycheck. He's been waiting for that paycheck all year.
Okay. I don't think he loses it. Even if he loses against Gaethje, it's still the fight that gets made.
They're not going to do that. They'll give Gaethje the fight instead. Yeah.
I don't think they would.
It's going to be the whole shit.
You have to understand, like, Nathan is right. Conor is still, like, has a lot of stake because of his popularity. Like, no matter where he stands in the division, you have to qualify to a certain extent to fight him no matter what happens. And Chandler would lose that if he loses against Gaethje.
I don't think so. Because if they've already put a TV show behind it. It's the fact that McGregor is just out right now. So
yeah, but they did the same thing with Faber. You know, they will happily give him another fight if it comes down to it.
I honestly think Chandler versus Gaethje is the right move for Gaethje and the UFC and for Chandler. Chandler waiting around for McGregor is pointless. It is just for the money. But at the same time, if he fights Gaethje, I don't see why they can't then make him fight McGregor.
Because McGregor's if he loses to Gaethje, it doesn't matter. It's Conor McGregor. Like he's in a different league of his own, regardless of what anyone thinks.
I think the reason why he is so popular is because of people like you. That just say, "Oh, it's because of his name. It's because of his name." No, shut the fuck up.
Nostalgia as well, and he has a fan base.
You're acting like you're trying to make you're in your mind, in your sick little world. Conor McGregor is of the same value as Tony Ferguson right now. That's what you think.
Yeah,
that's complete bullshit. It's just not true.
But that's how this sport used to be run, and that's how it should still be run.
But that's not how
you lose.
It's not reality.
You are low. You win, you are high. That is how this sport should work, and you know for a fact that's how it should work.
No, I agree it should work like that. But you're making it out like I'm trying to wish for Conor and Chandler to happen. I don't even want Conor to fight again. I'm just telling you how it is. The reality of the way the UFC see it is that Conor will always have stock. It's got nothing to do with what I think or what anyone else thinks, whether they're a fan of Conor or not. He will have stock just on the basis of his name, the nostalgia factor, the history, and the fact that he can sell a shit ton of pay-per-views. That alone means that there is a qualification requirement for Conor, and you can't be on a losing streak to fight him.
I don't think he can sell pay-per-views.
Maybe not like he used to, but he still can. He can still fill more than anyone else, 100%.
Even the people that he did fight against, can you imagine putting McGregor against Bobby Green? Is that going to sell a pay-per-view?
He doesn't qualify.
Doesn't qualify. That's why the pay-per-view works, because there is a qualification requirement.
Chandler qualifies because he's fun to watch.
Chandler qualifies.
He's a
top lightweight.
Why wouldn't Chandler fight McGregor after fighting Gaethje, win or lose?
Because if he loses to Gaethje, his stock goes down below the requirement, and Gaethje would get the fight. They would give Gaethje the fight.
No, because Gaethje would then fight for the belt.
I know, but
why would then Gaethje then fight another fight?
Well, then Conor will fight Dustin again or someone else. Like, he won't fight Chandler. Like, Chandler loses that fight. No, because he gets disqualified. He's no longer credible enough. He does, because you're putting Conor down here and Chandler
maybe Nate comes back.
Yeah, look, okay, right. There you go. Nate is an exception because Nate's also got a name outside of the sport. So even he can come back and fight Conor above Chandler. It's all about your reputation. Chandler's just not like popular enough to outside of the mainstream of mixed martial arts to warrant that kind of demand. If he loses, he gives up the fight, and I don't think he's going to take that risk. I think he will wait for Conor. Maybe he'll wait, like, it depends how long it is, because if Conor doesn't come back by like next summer, then it's very evident that that fight's just not going to happen. But he will wait. He will wait till UFC 300 to get that main event slot with Conor on one of the biggest cards of all time, over fighting Justin Gaethje, who is a massive risk for him. 100% he will do that. And if he doesn't, he's dumb. Like
realistically, we got Oliveira versus Islam. If Oliveira wins, there's a potential that they do a rematch and have a best out of 3 fight to settle it. So then that stagnates Gaethje from even getting a title shot again. You still got Volk, in the window there to potentially fight Islam again after just being Yair. So Gaethje's kind of in a limbo state, I kind of feel. I feel like he's a backup right now in case somebody gets injured. But in terms of potentially fighting Conor, a high possibility.
Can I just read Conor's tweet, by the way?
If he gets a contract for it, he's going to take it.
Yeah.
Regardless of what he's tweeted.
Listen to this, though. This is what he said. This is what Conor McGregor tweeted after the fight. He said, Justin, I'll slap you around. I'm the real BMF. He can fight for pennies if he wants, but I want spirits. I call the shots. I'm in it to launch shots. Fuck Chandler. You want it, call for it. That's what he said. And Gaethje said, I don't fight guys on steroids, which was a great response, to be fair. But like, I feel like he is playing it a little bit. He must do, because like,
that sounds like a tweet that he's trying to make himself relevant again. That sounded weak.
But he doesn't have. It doesn't matter how it sounds. Even if Conor is insecure or whatever you want him to be, and what doesn't matter. The fact is, he still has a name, and people will still pay to watch him fight. So he does have leverage. That's reality. Regardless if you like Conor or not, he does have that A-side pull right now. It doesn't matter who it is.
Final verdict. Who should Gaethje fight next in your minds? Like, if you were the matchmaker, who would you make Gaethje fight next?
Preferably, I'd put him on the belt.
So the winner of Oliveira Islam.
Yeah, that depends on the outcome of that fight. If everyone finishes that fight in good health, I put Gaethje fighting for the belt. If either of them are sidelined for too long, I'd then give him Chandler. Because of him and Chandler will be able to sell a decent amount of pay-per-view buys. It's interesting, and it's a rematch. People love rematches.
Or would you fight a guy you just beat?
But you haven't just beat them. Him versus Chandler was ages ago.
Yeah, so, but in terms of because Gaethje
why fight McGregor when you could end up being sidelined for like 9 months and become irrelevant? And then to the point that if he beats McGregor by something stupid like a leg kick, that's going to hurt his career so much. You've waited 9 months. You end up winning by a leg kick that's really boring. Are you going to get a title shot after that? No, fuck no.
You're acting like a leg kick can win is like one of the likely things to happen. That's fucking an anomaly right there. That's not going to necessarily happen.
You realize that Gaethje's won like 3 fights by leg kick, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that's going to happen just because he won 3 fights by leg kick. You're just assuming that's going to be the outcome.
McGregor's also got really weak legs. He doesn't check leg kicks very well. and Gaethje swings wild, and he throws leg kicks like it's a baseball.
I think that Gaethje is going to be very tentative to throw against Conor, and so he's going to make sure that his entries. No, because he's going to because he doesn't want to get countered. So I think he's going to be very careful of the entries that he picks, and he'll make sure that he guards up whenever he comes in, and that removes the threat of the leg kick. He sort of did the same thing today with Dustin. The leg kicks were there a little bit, but not too much because he was high guard going in. Yeah, he threw a couple, but there were plenty of entries that he made where he was a high guard and came in with the high shots because he knew that Dustin was dangerous, on the top body. So that's the kind of same thing I think he would do with Conor. He doesn't want to get like flashed, and he knows that's Conor's only shot to win. So he will nullify that.
I don't think he'd get flashed by Conor. I don't think Conor is capable of doing that anymore.
Yeah,
he doesn't throw combinations like he used to. He doesn't throw kicks like he used to. I reckon Dustin would just batter his legs.
You can't say
wild haymakers like he usually does. He's also a great wrestler that could probably.
He never uses his wrestlers. Don't bring that into it.
No,
he never uses his wrestling.
But if he needed to, he could go back on that.
There's been so many times where he should have used his wrestling where he didn't. He just doesn't use it. It just doesn't happen.
He's a striker, man.
Because he's a striker.
Bro, he's got one takedown in the history of the UFC. One. And it was like recently that even landed that. It broke the fucking record. Right?
But either way, like, if he wins in a pretty bad way, I think it hurts his chances of then going.
But he could also win in a really good way, and that would do wonders for his career. It's a bit of a risk.
He's just landed.
The only point that what you said, where I agree with, is the fact that it could end up taking a long time for the fight to be made, and that can be problematic. Fine. So to answer your question, Nathan, for me, I would only make the Conor McGregor Justin Gaethje fight next on the condition that it can happen within the next 6 months at the latest. But they're not going to do that because they will, if it does take 6 months for them to even get to that point, they will smell UFC 300 and they will wait for that to do it. And that's a year from now, which I'm not happy about. So because of that, that's a problem.
Again, I don't mind because, again, you still have Volk there as an option. You still have potentially Oliveira rematch if he wins. So the stagnation could already be there before he even accepts a fight with Conor. I think Gaethje, obviously he was in his pumping chest moment, but I think he should have entertained it in the reply to Conor and sort of said, like, get into the testing pool and prove me that you're actually willing to fight, and then I'll entertain the fight, whether it's going to happen. Because right now, Conor's not even in the testing pool, so the likelihood of the fight happening is just all talk right now.
By the way, I'm not just for the record, I'm not convinced that all of this bullshit publicity that USADA are putting out, I don't think that USADA will make him do the testing pool for 6 months. I'm pretty sure that they will, behind the scenes, they will concede, let him do like 3 months, and then be like, oh, he was doing it the whole time. I can definitely see that.
I can potentially see that. But regardless, even if Gaethje waits, one, he's waiting to get paid, but then he's not just waiting for nothing because you still got Volk there waiting, and if that fight doesn't happen, he's still going to be in there as a backup, like he was. I think he was the backup to the Volk fight, right? So yeah, I mean, Gaethje's got options right now, and I think he needs to sit down. The fight's only just happened, so it's going to take a few weeks right now.